Right, hi everyone. I hope you're all well. I hope you're better than me. I'm really annoyed, really angry, upset, disappointed. Um, I'm in shock. I really am. And when this news all broke last night, I was just about nestling down to go to sleep, and then it woke me up. I've hardly had any sleep, but still, never mind. It's part and parcel of being a football fan, I guess. But I'm sorry, but this is not acceptable. And in my opinion, this has been brewing for well over a year now. Um, and what I'm going to do today, all I'm going to do is talk to you about why I think this has happened, um, and a few other bits and pieces, including about what we can do as supporters. Because I'm sorry, but that board needs to go. The whole lot of them need to go. It is an absolute shambles what they're doing to this club. Talk about it's professional corporate suicide. Honestly, it really is. And but I'm going to talk to you about it, and I'm not going to go into all the ins and outs of the statement and analysing the statement and all of that. The two statements, um, but no, I'm going to steer clear of that because I just want to talk about the rest of it and why it's happened. Well, why I think it's happened. So, like I said at the start, I think this has been brewing for well over a year now. Um, Players being sold, not being replaced. I think there's been a concerted campaign and effort within Celtic Football Club to get rid of Brendan. Um, what sparked this, I have no idea. The only thing I can think of that it might be something to do with the fact that someone in the club in a powerful position doesn't like him, didn't want him to come back, and they've managed to persuade the others that he's a bad egg and that he needs to be gotten rid of. But the problem is, I think that board, they haven't got the guts and the courage of their convictions to sack him because they know that how popular he is with the fan base and that it would cause absolute pandemonium if they were to sack him, right? And his record speaks for itself. He's the most successful Celtic manager since Jock Stein. Um, and to actively seek to get rid of someone I do not understand it. Everything he said about this club is, in my opinion, is correct. Um, there's no manager in world football who would be able to cope with losing the amount of attacking talent and creativity that this team has lost over the last year and be able to keep this team being successful. It's just impossible. And this is why I think it's a concerted campaign to get him out. What the hell is this? Yeah, so that's why I think it's a concerted campaign to get him out. In the past, well, just over a year, the club has got rid of Matt O'Reilly. In my opinion, they haven't really effectively replaced him. Arnie Engels came in. I don't think he's anywhere near the player that Matt O'Reilly was. Kyogo has been sold. He got sold in January this year, not replaced. Then Jota got injured in April. No replacement has been signed. The guy's not going to be back until at least January next year. And then when he does come back, it's going to take him months to like get back to where he was, if he ever goes back to where he was. My big fear that he's never going to be the same player again. Kuhn sold in July, not replaced. Adamida sold in September, not replaced. Maeda got told he could leave. No replacement was brought in, but he ended up not being able to go. It's an absolute shambles. What other team in world football would allow all these players to walk out the door and not be replaced? I mean, let's just look at the stats of these players that we're talking about. In total, Celtic Football Club have lost a total of 58 goals from last season. Those players scored a total of 58 goals between them and 22 assists. That's 80 goal involvements taken out of that squad. How the hell does anyone expect this man, Brendan, to be successful like that? It's an absolute shambles. It's a shambles. And this board needs to be held to account and forced to answer proper questions. Not hosting a meeting with about 40 odd people over tea and biscuits. I'm sorry, but no, it's not acceptable. Like, how the hell, and I think that was done deliberately. I do think it was done deliberately. With that many people in a room together, you are not going to be able to hold an effective discussion and Q&A session or whatever you want to call it. It's never going to work. Not with 40 people. That's not a meeting. That's a bloody conference. For goodness sake. It is ridiculous in the extreme. And this is why I think it's a correct. It's a coerced. It's a concerted effort to get rid of the man. So anyway, let's see. They've got some comments in the chat. And Breezy, I said, Warren, if I was Celtic, I'll go for Kieran McKenna or Knutson from Bodo. Yeah, someone else said to me about Knutson. I'm not sure about Kieran McKenna, but definitely this Knutson looks like he's a good target. Warren, let's not forget if Rodgers had a problem with the board. Why return a second time? Rodgers has a massive ego. He had framed picture of himself on his wall, for fuck's sake. Interesting. Rodgers bought 3 players for a total of 30 million and benched them. Yeah, maybe. Rodgers signed off on Eder to leave when they haven't got a replacement lined up. I don't believe that for 5 minutes. I just don't. Rodgers did have problems at Ipswich, and his detail of talent ID is shocking. Get McKenna in, he's the real McCoy. I'm not sure I agree with you about that, mate. I'm not. Yeah, I think he's decent, but I'm not sure, man. But I do think, yeah, Brendan has got an ego, but his record stands to there to be seen. Do you know what I mean? It really does. You cannot lose that amount of goals and creativity. No manager in world football would have been able to cope with that. It is insane. It really is. And then, so we've lost all these players. Then let's not forget, in February they reached in the playoff for the last 16 of the Champions League against Bayern Munich, and they were 2 minutes away from taking the tie to extra time before failing. And a month before that, they sold them probably the main goal threat in Kyogo. God knows what would have happened if Kyogo played in that game. And the question you have to ask, why was he allowed to leave? Why was he allowed to leave if they had that huge game, probably the biggest game in the club's history for decades. I know, I'm not having it, man. I'm not. And this business about how he was able to sign, he was signing off on players, and he was signing off on all the transfers, and he was had the final say. I don't believe it. I just do not believe it. It is just ridiculous in the extreme. If that's true, if it's true, then right, why would he do it? Because it's tantamount to professional suicide. That guy, I'm telling you, it's for me, he has got a strong case for constructive dismissal. And I would be, if I was in his shoes, I'd be going to see an employment lawyer, because this is an absolute disgrace. The way that man has been treated after everything he's done for that club is shocking. And what about Michael Carrick at Celtic? He's been balling out as Michael Carrick. Yeah, he's been doing a good job at Middlesbrough, but is he going to be able to cope with the pressure of managing the club like Celtic? I doubt it very much. Rodgers' talent ID. Rodgers' talent ID is shocking. He signed Balotelli at Liverpool. Well, that was an experience. Look, this day and age, I don't think the managers have got the final say. They have a recruitment team that do all these things. I don't think he's in control of it. So I'm not buying this thing that he doesn't know what he's doing with signing players. I just don't buy that at all, because I don't think he's been doing it. Why would he allow all these players to go out of the squad and not be replaced? It just makes no sense. It's absolute madness. So let's see. Where are we? Oh, yes. Yeah. So what's happening now? Who's coming in? So they've got an interim manager. Martin O'Neill and Sean Maloney are coming in as interims. And my guess is that Martin O'Neill. So Brendan has signed a non-disclosure arrangement with Celtic, so that meaning that he's legally bounded not to speak. If I was him, I would have just refused to sign it. I would have, because this is absolutely disgusting. Like the way that he has been forced out of that club, and like I said, this has been going on for over a year. All these players that have been allowed to leave the club and not been replaced. There's at least 5 or 6 top quality players that I've just listed there. Not one of them has been effectively replaced. Other clubs of a similar level and standing in financial wealth managed to go and develop their squads and develop the club. None of that has happened at Celtic. In fact, the complete opposite, in my opinion. So I'm sorry, but this board, they need to go. Like the dereliction of duty is shocking. And the way that man has been treated is an absolute disgrace. And he's not the first one. It happened with Neil Lennon. It happened with a whole succession of managers. It happened with Ange. There's a whole succession of managers that have had issues with that board and not backing managers. It's shocking. And they need to go, the whole lot of them. And I'd like to see the club be sold and give it to people. It'd be sold to a group of people that want to actually push the club forward, because these clowns haven't got a clue what they're doing, and they're not interested in making the club as successful as it possibly could be. They're not. It's just a shambles. So who are the runners and riders? Well, I've heard a lot of talk about Ange coming back. I don't think he'd want to come back, if I'm being honest. Why would he want to come? He got sacked from Nottingham Forest by an absolute psychopath. And then, is he really going to want to come back and work under the people that he had the trouble with when he first came here? I don't think he would. And after what's happened with Brendan, I just don't see that happening. I think he'll take one look at that and go, thanks, but no thanks. The other option would be maybe a double act of Roy Keane and Damien Duff. That would be my preferred option. But I don't think it'll happen. I think the two of them would end up probably killing each other. And Breezy Ice coming again, and he's saying would be a fantastic. He's a gem. Loved his work in the Championship and Ipswich and Man United's under 18. His other play would go down like a fine Dublin Guinness for him, buddy. I don't doubt that he's got a good style of play. My concern with him is that what happened when he got promoted to the Premier League, and also about his ability to handle the pressure, because it's like Celtic is unique. Like, I'm not sure that he'd cope with it. Better the devil than you know than the devil you don't. This board has made Celtic profitable for a decade. Celtic didn't die like that mob across in Mordor. Mate, at the end of the day, a club's success isn't evaluated by their financial balance sheet. The club's success is gauged by trophies won. That's why I put that picture up of Brendan in front of all those, behind all those trophies. I'm sorry, no, I'm not having that. No, I'm sorry. When going gets tough, Rodgers gets going. Yeah, exactly, mate. We're not going in that respect. That if he gets backed, he will deliver. Simple as. Terzic, the old Dortmund manager, is in the running. I heard. Well, maybe, but they need someone. Let me just tell you what I think. Right, I think they need someone who can handle the pressure of the club, because the pressure that's involved with managing Celtic is huge, as it is with Rangers, by the way. You have to win every single game, because if you don't, then you're going to be really up against it. Drawing is not acceptable. They need someone who's going to stand up to that board, and they need someone who's got the ability and proven track record of delivering to sustained success. I'm not sure who would fit that bill, if I'm being completely honest. I really don't. Ange would be the obvious choice, or Roy Keane and Damien Duff, but I'm not sure that those guys will want to come back. I'm not sure that Ange would want to come back after what happened at Notts Forest. I think he's probably licking his wounds, but I really don't know. If I'm being honest, I have really no idea. I don't think Aces, I don't think that Rodgers, Ange will come back. I really don't. Not after what happened at Notts Forest. Rodgers should be on keeping with the Kardashians with his diva attitude. What? Fortetta is lied about Arsenal picking up 4 injuries during Palace game with Declan Rice pickling. That man's just a fucking clown, mate. I'm not really interested in talking about him. I'm not in the mood for that bullshit, I'm afraid. But yeah, so that's what it is, unfortunately. I just want to draw your attention to this. Make sure you go and check this channel out, the Boise Bus. Absolutely brilliant Celtic YouTube channel. Boise was waxing lyrical last night about this situation. It's a brilliant channel, and he's a real diehard, passionate Celtic fan, and well worth going in and having a look at. It's a great channel, like I say, and they stream most days talking about Celtic. So yeah, go and check him out. He's an absolute legend. Anyway, guys, listen, I think I'm going to end it there because I haven't really got anything else to say about it, except for the fact that I'm absolutely fuming. I think it's disgusting the way that Brendan has been treated. If I was him, I'd be going to see an employment lawyer and looking to take legal action, specifically for constructive dismissal against Celtic, and particularly that clown on there with the moustache. The man, they've deliberately for the last year or so, if not longer, deliberately tried to undermine and force this man out, and I think it's shocking. It really is shocking. But anyway, guys, look, thanks ever so much for tuning in and watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. If you've enjoyed the show, please don't forget to put a thumbs up on the video and subscribe. And I'll be back on Saturday to do my Saturday show, my version of the Soccer Saturday on Sky Sports. And yeah, we'll take it from there. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Please take care and have a great rest of the day. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.